Let's make it easy.
What's her name? Joe Jorgensen.
Oh, Joe Jorgensen.
So I watched the clip that she did on C-SPAN or whatever, and talking about more individual rights and things like that. And she brought up like even the sex trade and stuff like that. She was like, if people want to prostitute, like that's their right. Like when we were talking about, there's so many petty laws.
Yeah.
Laws on gambling, laws on this, laws on that. And it's like, why you got a law on gambling? If I go work hard for my money and I want to go shoot at a dice game,
who are you to tell me?
Well, I heard she said it's a victimless crime.
Zero victim.
You know what I'm saying? The only person you might be hurting if you got a wife, she probably beat
Now,
your ass while you spending all the money.
But people want to say like gambling specifically, like, oh well, that man went to work, got his paycheck, went straight to the casino, spent all his money, and now his kids are hungry. Well, that's child neglect.
Yeah,
that is a crime.
Yeah.
There is a victim.
Yeah.
Gambling isn't the crime.
Right.
Child neglect
is a crime. Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a redundant crime. Yeah. Like, you're basically trying to stop people from doing a thing.
Punish the people that are
doing something.
You're also punishing the responsible people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's exactly like we talked about before. You don't have to outlaw guns because murder's already illegal.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people.
Like,
I was
guns
a
don't have
stupid
to be
person at
illegal
one point in time.
Because gun murder's illegal, so we don't have to illegalize the tool.
Yeah.
Because you can't get rid of all the tools.
No.
People gonna kill people.
Swords.
It's just how it works. Like, so
they used to do it with swords.
They did. And I think you mentioned how do you start not taking down the system necessarily, but fixing it, right?
Yeah.
And personally, I believe that's how we start, is getting rid of a lot of these redundant laws.
Yeah.
Smoking weed shouldn't be illegal.
Yeah,
right?
that stuff.
If you
smoke weed.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just feel like that's just a shot at the Native Americans from the land. They smoked the peace pipe, and now we want to make it illegal. But anyway, that's a joke, right?
If you let that control your life, and then you start neglecting your family and your kids, you know what I mean? Now that's the crime, not the weed.
No,
marijuana isn't the crime. Neglect of your children is the crime.
Yeah.
So like that's a redundant law. Get rid of one of them. You know what I mean? Like get rid of the laws that you don't need.
So they put a law and then put a law on to protect that law.
And what that will do over time, as we remove some of those redundancies, is it will lessen the need for oversized police forces. Right. It will lessen the need for militarized police forces.
Right.
I don't know how many, I've mentioned it before, I don't know how many cops are on staff in the Funiac, but I can bet it's probably too many. You know what I mean?
For the size of the town,
isn't that big of a town. It doesn't need more than about 3 or 4 police officers, but you told me there were like 60 or something, or however many you
said.
But
on that, I think they brought in.
There were probably other people. I'm not saying that the Funiac has 60 police officers. I'm just saying they probably have more than they need. And if they have more than they need, that means that if there's a quota that they have to make, right? If there's a quota that has to be met monthly of how many tickets you have to write or whatever, you know what I mean? Like a lot of departments have. If you have too many,
that's not good at all.
If you have too many officers, now you have too many officers having to make this quota.
Right.
So they're following you home for 3 miles.
Man, Jack.
They're putting you in cuffs in your parking lot, in your driveway.
Yeah. Victimless crime. I'm like, whatever.
They're having
you
to
hurt me
tickets.
right now. Actually, like you traumatizing me right now.
They're having to write tickets for victimless crimes because they have these quotas that have to be met. And if there's 20 instead of 5, they're having to write 15, 4 times as many tickets
I didn't think about it that way, but
as they need to.
If each cop has a quota.
And if you've got 20 cops that have a quota that they have to meet, they're stopping that many more people. That means there's that many more options for there to be an instant, like for something to turn violent.
And you know where they're going for those little extra ones that they need. They're gonna go right into the impoverished areas.
That's exactly what poverty-stricken areas. That's right.
And you know they're gonna get pissed off because they ain't even got the money to pay for no ticket. Like,
so more cops means more quotas, which means more chances for there to be something that turns violent, which means more cases of people getting police brutality
Right.
situations, and it all starts because of the business of being a police office, of being a police department, and until it becomes a smaller situation, we don't need that many people policing us. People aren't doing bad things enough to have many people
there's not that many
policing.
violent crimes.
When you got 4 or 5 pulling you over for a ticket on the side of the road or something. And they ain't got nothing else.
That's right. If you get pulled over and 3 more police officers pull into the line behind you, that means you don't need 3 police officers. You have 3 police officers that weren't doing anything, which means it's a waste of taxpayer money. It's just asking for trouble.